Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we will be discussing a problem on CodeChef named as eventual reduction. The problem code is eventual and the difficulty rating of this problem is 1040. So I will not be reading out the problem statement itself, but I will be explaining what the problem is asking of us. They have given us a string s and the length of that string, and the question is that is it possible to completely reduce this string by performing a certain operation. The operation is that choose a non-empty string of s, possibly the whole string s, such that each character occurs an even number of times in this substring, and erase the substring from s. So the parts of s before and after the erased substring are concatenated, and the next operation is performed on this shorter string. So I can just go through these sample cases and explain you through the example. So in the first sample case, this one, we can see that the count of C, A and B are all odd. It equals to 2, and hence the string will be able to reduce completely. So the output for that sample case is yes. However, in the second case, we can see that the A, C and D character are occurring 3, 1 and 1 times respectively. So all these are odd frequencies, and hence this string can never be reduced to completely 0 or maybe the deletion. Hence the output is no, because the final string that we will always get is A, C and D. It does not matter how many times we perform that operation. And yes, we are free to perform the operation as many times as we like. Now, I'd just like to show you that the constraint is saying that the S will contain only lowercase English letters. So we have to make note of that while solving the problem. So the approach to solving this problem is not focusing on the substrings itself, and rather we have to focus on the character frequency that is present in the string. So let's just go over to the code and understand how we are going to implement it. So there can be many ways in which you can count the character frequency. However, since this is a beginner level question, I am not going to implement a standard function and rather keep this approach to be like primitive. So we can just create a int array with the size of 26 and initialize it to 0. So this array will be used to count the character frequency, and for that we just have to traverse the string along its length, and the conventional way of adding the frequencies would be to use the ASCII table or the ASCII values, but it is a very redundant method because no one really remembers the values of the ASCIIs. So a better approach or the optimized approach would be to just create C array for the index s of I minus character A. So what this statement means is that whenever you will get, let's say you get A character in the string, so A minus A would give you 0, and in the case you get Z, you would get Z minus A equal to be 25. Hence, in the index of 0 to 25, you will be able to record all of the frequencies. So this is a much better way. Obviously, you can use any of the inbuilt functions like the count function. However, I would not recommend using these uh, inbuilt functionalities for the simpler level questions because these are meant to challenge you to use creative methods of solving. Well, the next step would be to just finding out how, if there is any character count which is an odd, because even a single character is enough for us to know that whether the string can give us the output to be yes or no. So if any character, so in that case is C array, we have to print up no, and we can just break the loop here, and out of the loop we can create an if condition which will execute only in the case that this condition is never met. So to do that, we can just create a boolean variable. We will just call it boolean flag, and we can just set it to maybe true. So in the event this case is met, then we can just set the value to be false, and here we can just type flag. So whenever this condition, the flag is true, this condition will execute, and in the event we are getting any odd number, then the flag will change to false, the loop will be broken, and we will see out no. So this is the whole code. We will just copy paste it and submit. All right, correct answer. Thank you for watching, guys. Stay safe.